Welcome back to Wireless Week's Top 25 Headlines of 2013. We've finally reached the end, and today we're going to share Wireless Week's pick for the top 5 headlines of 2013. Ben, start us off with number 5.
At number 5, Verizon buys out Vodafone. You know what's a lot of money? $130 billion. That's a lot of money. That's what Verizon eventually ended up spending to buy the 45% of Verizon Wireless owned by Vodafone. With that deal done, the number of major U.S. carriers with significant foreign ownership dropped back down to 2.
In at number 4, T-Mobile acquires MetroPCS. While certainly not on the magnitude of AT&T's proposed acquisition of T-Mobile, Legere and Company's pickup of MetroPCS still managed to rattle some cages. Picking up MetroPCS offered T-Mobile some much-needed spectrum in some really dense markets, as well as a verifiable prepaid play. One might also argue it forced AT&T to up its bid for lead.
At number 3, spectrum auctions. For the first time in more than 5 years, the FCC is planning to auction off airwaves and is knee-deep in the rulemaking process as we speak. The H-Block auction is in January, the 600 MHz auction is scheduled for 2014, and just about everyone wants a piece. AT&T and Verizon look ready to throw their massive checkbooks at it, while T-Mobile and Sprint are trying to limit the two big carriers so they don't get shut out. And with nearly everyone else backing out, it looks like the H-Block auction is dishes for the taking.
In at number 2 is John Legere and his Uncarrier strategy. He's brash, he comes packaged in a cardigan and tennis shoes, and he's uncharacteristically blunt in an industry full of smooth-talking suits. Unafraid to swear during a press conference,
"Oh shit, I'm tied into an effing contract."
John Legere and his Uncarrier strategy have fundamentally changed the game in the US wireless market. They've forced changes to the way consumers upgrade their devices, brought free international roaming in over 100 countries, and forced a lot of subscribers to consider more magenta in their wardrobe. We'll see if they can keep it up in 2014, but for this year, T-Mobile and John Legere stole a lot of headlines as the 4th largest carrier.
And at number 1, we have the story of SoftBank, Sprint, Clearwire, and Dish.
Well, you might argue that Sprint hasn't done much of anything this year. A retort might be that they've kind of had their hands full. It seems like they've sort of been at the center of a storm recently.
Yeah, this thing unfolded like an epic drama. SoftBank bid for Sprint, Sprint bid for Clearwire, Dish bid for Clearwire, Sprint rebid for Clearwire, Dish bid for Sprint, SoftBank rebid for Sprint. Near the end, things had gotten so heated that Dish chairman Charlie Ergen and SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son looked like they were going to fight each other.
I figured somebody was about ready to set themselves on fire.
Yeah. But with the buying power and massive spectrum boost Sprint got from closing this deal, the nation's 3rd largest carrier, it looks like it could become a truly competitive 3rd carrier.
But, I think it also adds, it's significant because it brings a large foreign investor into the market, just as Verizon Wireless bought out Vodafone. So anyway, with that, we'd like to thank everyone who tuned in over the past 5 segments and wish our audience a very happy new year. We'll see you all in 2014.